Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Kryptocraft with your host, Nighthawk. We are here in our bee genetics lab, and I'm just working on finishing up the final touches for a bit of a prank. And this is actually probably going to be delivered to a couple of people, actually. We have Lisquatch that we need to return the favor for the creeper faces on the bee the bee workshop, on the factory. And it's been a while since we've really done anything interesting to Hannibal or Fwip, so I think we're going to need to pay probably everyone a visit. Now, these bees, they may look like just random general queens of various types. We got some marshy, some tropical, some forest, but they have one very special property. They have this ectoplasm effect. Now, this area, I could actually do a little bit of stuff to make this area bigger, but I think that I don't know if anybody has seen the ectoplasm, but I think this area is going to be sufficient for our purposes, and that way we won't overload anybody too much. So I've been doing a bunch of work through the inoculators here, and while we're here, I did have a couple of requests for a kind of a how-to on what the process that I go through for breeding, for doing the bee breeding is. And basically, kind of go through this a little bit. Basically, we have this array of machines here. It all starts with you breeding a set of bees and getting a particular genetic type, and we stick the drones in this isolator, which it isolates different characteristics, like the rainfall makes the bees work when it's raining, and cave makes them work if they don't have a direct skyline, and different things like that. And one of the things that you can also isolate is the species serums. And when I'm doing the breeding, I'll get a couple of purebred bees of the right types, and I'll stick them in the alveary out here with the mutator blocks on it. I've only got two mutators, but so far I have not had any cases where those have not been sufficient, so I guess for now I'm just going to keep it that way. And I'll just put the two bees in here, let them do their business and go through life and make babies. Then I'll take the drones and stick all but one of the drones into the isolator. I keep one of the drones and the princess just in case I don't get the isolator doesn't pick up the serum vials for what I want. And if it doesn't, then I can always put the princess and drone back in and let them go to town. Once I have the serum vials for the species and any attributes I want on that bee, then I can turn that bee into something else or use it to go to the next genetic combination. So that's pretty much what I do. And in order to figure out what bees you need to breed together, there is an item in creative mode called the Master Apiarist Database. And that item lets you basically, it works the same as this Apiarist database, except for it has every species listed, and it has, if we go to result mutations here, it has all of these further mutations. Is that right? How come it doesn't show that I found this? I don't know. Regardless, it has all of these mutations uncovered so that you can see exactly what bees you need to breed together to get that particular species. And you just kind of go down the chain. You can also use this to see what they make and what their default genome traits are. Now, the default genome traits here are actually pretty important too, because if you were to take a purebred, like let's say, we have this purebred stained queen here. If we take a pure stained queen and a pure stained drone, and you were to breed them in the alveary with the mutators, those when the bees reproduced, because the mutators, they will actually go back to their default traits all across the board, which can be pretty handy if you need a specific trait that you've bred out of your bees. So, yeah, keep that in mind. It's kind of a handy thing if you happen to need it. How are we doing here? Nocturnal is just about gone. I've got 2 of each of the main serums that I'm using here, just to make sure that this whole chain keeps going. And there's a lot of bees that have gone through this already. I've already gone through and given them nether and ectoplasm and a variety of other things. It's just a matter of getting them all the way through this. So basically, these genetic machines, when you get the serum vials, they'll be empty. You take that empty serum vial, you stick it in the synthesizer, which takes liquid DNA and fills up the vial, which we can go ahead and stick, we'll stick rainfall. Well, we'll stick the partially full rainfall in there, I guess. And then you take once you fill up the serum vial with the liquid DNA, if you were to use if you fill it up, the quality goes down, and if you do use anything except for the excellent quality serums in the inoculators, it has a chance of applying very bad effects to your bees, and can cause bad things to happen that in most cases you don't want to have happen. It can also make it so your bees won't reproduce when they're done in on their life cycle, which is a very bad thing because princesses are limited. So basically, fill up the vial through the synthesizer, purify it in the purifier, and then you apply it to various bees in your inoculators. Currently I have 4 inoculators. I actually am thinking about adding more, just because a chain of... Most of the time I only need to apply 1 or 2 serums to a bee, but sometimes there's a whole series of serums that you want to apply, and the more inoculators you have, the more things you can have going at once. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to take a quick break and finish getting these bees ready, and we'll go do some, we'll go visit some people and have some fun. So I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are over in Hannibal's base, and yeah, Hannibal doesn't record on the Kryptocraft server. He has a bit of a tough time getting it to work for him, so yeah, we need to show him the dangers of messing with nature, perhaps? I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to put on the signs here when we're done. But I'm thinking there's 2 spots that are going to work really well for this. One of them is going to be over here, perhaps directly under the glowstone. That will be a good marker. So there's our glowstone right there. If we put the... Whoops, that's not where I wanted that. If we take our alveary, or apiary rather, now I gotta go down and get it. I do have the quantum helmet, so that helps. And we're gonna put this right here. Now if we go and stick one of these bees in here, that bee is, they're set up so that they require nether, which is basically netherwort, as their flowers to work. And we'll look at this a little bit more in a moment, but what we should see is once that bee actually starts, it gets updated and starts processing, which seems to take a while. There it goes. Now that bee is going to start putting the ectoplasm all over the place in a little bit of a range around the where that bee is located. So because the range is, yeah, see, there we go. There's the first of it. Now, because the bee is not getting the nether wart that it needs to continue to work, looks like somebody else is messing with Hannibal here too. Because it's not getting the nether wart that it needs in order for the bee to breed, that bee is never going to finish its life cycle and die off, but it will keep doing the ectoplasm, basically for as long as it lives. I think I had it, yeah, I have it over here. So it's going to slowly distribute the ectoplasm all over the place in this area. I may need to break, I'm not positive if it will go on top of the flowers. We'll keep an eye on it. In the meantime, let's go over here. And I think another one should go here. And we're just going to... Hey, look at this little cavern here. That's convenient. I wonder if that's from him looking for the other present that you can hear. So we're going to stick this apiary, or alveary, no, apiary. Here, we're going to put another one of these queens in. Come back up and put the wood back in here. Now that one is actually going to fill in that whole cavern underneath here, as well as spread its ectoplasm above once it gets started working. We'll probably fill in all of this area too. So he's going to have... that one's going to have all sorts of things to do. Now, the cool thing with this ectoplasm is it does wash off. If you just pour water over it, it will just kind of wash away. But if he doesn't get rid of the bees first, then it's just going to keep on coming back. Now, one of the other things that I'd thought about doing for Hannibal is just taking a couple of his regular bees, some of these valuable bees, and adding ectoplasm to them. But I don't want to do the running back and forth that will be necessary to make that happen. So let's get out of the sticky webs here, and we'll just put a sign on the side of the tank here. Seems you've gotten... seems you've been messing with nature and gotten yourself in a sticky situation. So, as you can see, the ectoplasm is starting to spread around. I think Fwip and Lesquatch's base are going to need more bees to do well. And there is one other place that Hannibal uses, or at least used to use, I don't know if he still does or not, that I'm thinking we should check out as well. I should put an ender pearl. Do I have any ender pearls with me? I'm going to hop through his portal to the factory and get a couple of ender pearls over here to load his base. Because if the base is loaded, then the bees will keep working and keep that going. We'll take 2 and stick over there. That should be plenty to turn this into a very, very sticky place. There we go. Okay, so Hannibal is done, and I'm going to run over to... Let's see. Let's visit Squatch next, because he's the one that is responsible for... Well, let it load. He's the one responsible for this creeper face at the top of the tower. So let's go stop by his place. I will... Well, actually, we'll travel over there together. We got a little bit of time to work with here. So... Oh, somebody's been working. Apparently somebody got into a little bit of a fight there. So somebody's been busy in here. This is looking nice. This is the tunnel back downstairs. Let's go over to Squatch's place. I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to fill this hallway too, but... I could put one here. I don't know if it messes with the portals, though. With the portal mod portals, that is. Let's see here. So let's see. First of all, let's go down here. Has a nice little melon farm. I think that this used to be reeds. Hi, Mr. Pigman. We got a couple of spawners. Now, if the spawners weren't all visible, what effect am I getting? Strength and regen. Does he have his beacon over here? Did he add another beacon? The Squatch may have added more beacon. Oh, there. Yeah, there is a beacon over here. Huh. That's new. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of spots here. I think one of the obvious ones is helping him with his bees. So let's put an apiary right here. Stick that in. That should cover a good bit of the his big alveary. Now, another spot that I definitely want to cause mayhem in is over here. Let's see. What if we go and put this right here? Put one like that. Close that up. That should get a lot of this room too. Let's see. We'll also we're going to put a couple of them in here. I don't know if this area is being kept chunk loaded, but we should be okay. Yeah, we'll put one here. Put another bee in. And close that back up. Ooh, look at all that. Oh, look at it go already. Put one here. And another bee. Those should hatch over back, or grow over back to grass fairly quickly. Let's actually put this one right here. Get it just a little bit higher that way. Okay, so that should take care of his evil tower that he's working on. See how we're doing in here. Look at it start to spread. Of course, the this machine area. Woo. Let's see. Let's try to get an idea. That tree. Let's try to go on the far side of that tree. Right back in here. That should be a good spot for it. Ooh, I only have one more bee left. That should be okay. So we won't do anything in the tower itself. We'll put a sign up here. The bees have gone horribly wrong. Better call the Ghostbusters. Let's see. No, we're not going to do that one. The bees have gone horribly wrong. They seem to have left a bit of a mess behind. There we go. And there we go. That way it'll be a little bit easier to find where... Whoa! We're apparently picking up bees. Toss those back down there. Yeah, that's spreading nicely. And I guess we won't put more around other parts of his base, because I do want to leave one for Whip as well. Ha, this is funny. Look at it spread. And I used a lot more over here than I really intended to. Whoops, we missed. Come on, I want to stand on the top of the wall. Yeah, look at him spread. That's perfect. Okay, let's fly over to Whip's base, which is just down this way. Now, I'll warn you in advance that it's going to be a bit noisy. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm going the right way. It's going to be a bit noisy. Whip added a player detector with an alarm around his base, and made the unfortunate mistake of mentioning it. So, yeah, there's a bit of an alarm here. I've already messed with his alarm a little bit, so... Actually, I'm going to turn down the sound. There we go. And let's... Oh, he took the... Oh! He got out. How did he get out? Where are you? How did you get out of there, little guy? That's no good. So, he made a basic little repeater lock that turns on this industrial alarm and keeps it turned on. And, yeah, I also made a few adjustments to the circuitry that are hidden. And I'm wondering, we could mess with this even more. I don't know how he got out of there. Or we could find another suitable location. The problem with any other locations is Fwip has been very dense in his building, and I don't want the alveoli or the apiary overly visible. Nickel intake valve. Huh. I wonder what that does. So let's see what we can find. I wonder, maybe... I think these become... Oh, that's just a cover. There we go. And for our last present, there we go. Let's put things back here. Cover this all up. And put a cover in place over the top. And that should start spreading up here. Let's see. Something seems to have leaked through the glass. There we go. That'll do for that one. And look at it spread already. And what's really going to be entertaining, that may cause some problems. I'm not sure. He has a lot of golems run through there. Hopefully it doesn't cause them too many problems. I'll let him know about it so he can take a look at that sooner so that it doesn't cause too many problems. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I think we've visited everyone sufficiently. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that the other guys will enjoy their presents. And, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.